unfortunately. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. She off your mind. Like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. He go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This man not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo.
Oh, you do IPOB. Oh, Mary, oh, Nindizu. Oh, Nigeria. Abakare. Mama Naora. Unapuri Mary Nnamdi. Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Unapuri Mary Nnamdi. Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Unapuri Mary Nnamdi. Nnamdi go onye do IPOB. O Mary wone nizu mbiroya. Abakare Mama Naora. Unapuri Mary Nnamdi. Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Unapuri Mary Nnamdi. Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Unapuri Mary Nnamdi. Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Unapuri Mary Nnamdi. Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Unapuri Mary Nnamdi. Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Unapuri Mary Nnamdi. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, àmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Maiyegun diary, lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun diary, gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary.
Good evening to you once again. Good afternoon to you and good morning to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live.
Maiyegun diary political. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun diary. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ ṣe o kẹ́kọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́nu. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tójódodo. Maiyegun diary. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọba bá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Thank you. Share the broadcast. Invite your friends and invite your not so friendly friends. Tell them again.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ìpẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gómìnà gbówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òwúrọ̀ olóṣèlú.
Thank you once again. And this is it. Yeah. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live. And if you have taken your time to read the caption of this broadcast, it will be easier for you to kind of settle in. So if you have done that already, I'm going to say you are welcome. So the pictures you've just seen on your screen are the images, released by the Governor of Anambra State, and that is Charles Soludo, who visited the leader of IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra. You have been told a lot. You have read a lot. And the way it seems on so many of us, the Nigeria propaganda is doing wonders. So tonight, I want to point at the significance of this. I am the GO of the Temple of Truth that you all know as Maiyegun's Diary Political. And I want to urge you to possibly just take a moment to listen and let your emotion take the back seat tonight. There's so much going on, of course. But I just want to speak to rational minds and what can be the significance or otherwise of that visit, especially now. Many of us continue to say, if there's any crime committed by Nnamdi Kanu, Nigeria as the prosecuting country, they have the right to present their evidence. Not the kangaroo style that we all know is a plot to keep him away while they kill innocent people that they will end up blaming on him. Most of the time, that's exactly what is happening now. But in the midst of all of that, there is something significant that I actually want to point out, and I actually want to elaborate on, among other things, tonight. Because when our own man, Oloye Sunday Adeyemo Igboho, came under the attack of this Nigeria state, as much as we have witnessed the loudness, of the silence of those who are supposed to be the heads in Yoruba land, including the political actors. None of them in this time around is ever bold enough to publicly associate with Oloye Sunday Igboho. But as it is right now, where everyone is IPOB member and where referendum or a demand for referendum is now considered as a crime in the book of Nigeria, even though there is no part of the law that actually punishes you if you decide that you want to succeed or you want a referendum, even though there is no referendum in their fake constitution. At the same time, because their constitution never stated anything about referendum, their constitution never also stated any punishment for it. So they decided to also criminalize it by saying you are violent. However, in the face of all of this, Soludo showed face. Some of you have seen the pictures and you have read your own meaning to it. You have every right to read every meaning to it. And guess what? You are probably right. Whatever you think or whatever your instinct tells you, the purpose of Soludo's visit was yesterday. Whatever your instinct tells you, you are probably right. But do you know one other thing you should never miss out on? Is probably to listen to others who also have some observations that you have zeroed in on because they will never matter. Possibly they do. This is where I always love to play the card of nobody is right, nobody is wrong, especially if we are all finding solution to get out of a logjam, to get out of a quagmire, something that has become so mopped up, even when bodies are piling up. So you listen to other kind of views that you probably have missed out. The political part of it, the statement part of it, the advantage of this to the entire struggle on its own, and at the same time, the moral booster that this should be on the positive side are what I want to speak about tonight. And I hope, you get what I mean? I hope you will listen with an open mind again. So, once again, I'm going to say thank you for joining me, because for those who are just joining, or if this is your first time or second time of listening to Maiyegun or of watching Maiyegun, you haven't probably decided to stay back, subscribe, and stay here. I'm going to ask you to probably do that if you would love to. At the same time, if you haven't really shared this broadcast, I am going to ask you to please, maybe you should do that in the next 10, 15 seconds. Let us all do that quickly. That's it. In the media in Nigeria today, the quest, or should I say, the advocacy, or probably the popular word that the media love to use, agitation for self-determination that is now spreading across the length and breadth of Nigeria today. Started from the marginalization that has been like age-long marginalization that we have all acknowledged, but at the same time, we are so scared to discuss. So in their media, they now helped their government, the government and the system that you have today in Nigeria, to criminalize the demand for conversation around everything that we consider as our differences, and discuss if we really want to go ahead as a country, or we want to part ways as a different countries, but neighbors. This conversation, as their media would do it, as the denial of this conversation, right, has made their media to join their government to criminalize it. And today, this is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is considered as one of those, who are hell-bent, determined to see Nigeria broken up, especially the emergence of Biafra. And there are so many interests, conflict of interest here and there, to the point that the arrowhead of those who are actually against the Biafra are actually the Biafrans themselves. So this is where the internal weakling came in. And when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came to the picture, number one, he reminded the Biafrans of who they are. He also reminded them of who they would have been if the Biafra that they had in 1967 to 1970 was sustained. And he also reminded them of how much Nigeria continued to live in denial of what happened. In the long run, he managed to appeal to the multitude of the Biafrans all over the world. This is the primary threat that made the political class, who were supposed to provide a sort of a political cover, security for him, for the movement, and ensure that the hawks, who are actually the owners of Nigeria, never laid their fingers on him. But remember, his messages, his preachings, no matter how much it sounded to you, has reminded the Biafrans that they could be what Nigeria denied them, and they can still do it. So this is where the political class have ignored for so long. Now, rather than provide a sort of a sanctuary, let the Biafrans feel safe in Biafra land, the political class invited the military. They invited them. And they can't be like people where we want born before. They can't go bath with petrol. They opened door for this. So the media also followed suit. And like I said, in the Nigeria in the Nigerian public today, if you mention Biafra, you are automatically looked at somehow like, oh, you are the people who want to break Nigeria, because according to them, with the workings of the government, the politicians, the media, I mean, local and international, because I just heard that BBC they've also joined in helping to report biased one side of the story, ignoring the real side of the story, and then round it up to a pre-planned conclusion. IPOB, blame them. So if you are watching me right now from all over the world, and somehow you are feeling sorry for me, thinking, is Maiyegun trying to convince you to see IPOB in the good light? No. I am actually trying to let you or remind you what is fact from fiction, and then let you decide. You see, if you now choose to believe the lies, at least you won't say you never know the truth. That's what I'm doing. And secondly, because I understand the politics of all this crisis in Eastern Nigeria, which has now led to the death of thousands of innocent people, and why they have been judicially killed, they are being blamed in death. And many of you, somehow, you are finding it so hard not to agree with what they are telling you. Now, I am not here to convince you. In fact, I am not here to make you change your mind about IPOB. But I'm actually here to help you present the facts from fiction and let you decide. They were supposed to be protected. The people that were supposed to protect them, they felt the threat that if Nnamdi Kanu should by any means realize the power of what his messages have done on the people, if he should realize it, he, Nnamdi Kanu, can wake up one morning and tell the Biafrans to arrest all of their political leaders, past and present, and they will do it. That Nnamdi Kanu can start a civil war that can send all of the political elites and whatever in Eastern Nigeria out, including those who even feels like they have nothing to do with Nigerian system, they are just businessmen. Many of them felt threatened. And before all these things happening today, all of these things you are witnessing today, before they got to this level, remember when they were protesting with flags, when they are protesting with all these colorful and appearances all over the place, people were already saying, hey, look at the level these people are growing. Look at these numbers. Look at all these things. If people don't do something fast, I don't know how many of you will still remember that. I'm talking about 2015, 2016, 2017. Oh, before they even arrested Nnamdi Kanu, what am I saying? I'm talking about 2013, 2014, 2015. You are already saying it before a jihadist government that would divide Nigeria, divide Nigerians, came to power. Because if not for Buhari, don't let us forget, if it is not for Buhari's selfish personal hatred for the Igbos, which is obvious, number one, he would never have arrested Nnamdi Kanu. Yeah? Number two, there will never be any reason to kill or arrest any IPOB members, because there was never a reason for that. IPOB existed before Buhari came on. They have been everywhere before APC came on. But within 6 months of APC, Buhari decided to arrest Nnamdi Kanu in Lagos. Remember that? And that moment, it was to trigger that, if they don't do something about this IPOB, they are going to become like Masob. They are going to become like Boko Haram. Many of you have already been projecting that on them. So the system is just taking advantage of what they believe that you are going to welcome as a good action against people who are demonstrating with flags, camera phone, selfie stick, and placard, singing Uzobu Zobu Uzobu. Yet they are carrying placard, flag, cell phone. The whole world was watching. Buhari did not ignore them. Buhari decided, he said he was going to crush them. And that was the beginning of what you are now witnessing today. So when Nnamdi Kanu was arrested in 2015, that put to test who exactly is this Nnamdi Kanu. Is he just a non-entity? Is he just a nobody? Is he just a charlatan? Is he just a noisemaker? Who is this guy? When he was arrested, that question was answered. You all still remember what went down the first time they arrested Nnamdi Kanu. At that point, some people also started feeling like, what is so special about this guy? Simply because the moment Buhari's government, tyrannical government, the same government that was still going to go ahead and kill thousands of Shiites, the same government that is still going to go ahead and kill protesting youth, the same government that is still going to go ahead and kill and kill and kill. So when they started killing the innocent IPOB members, many of you who felt like the government should do something about this IPOB. The government should do something about this IPOB. So meanwhile, the same government, the same politicians, they were already feeling threatened. As threatened as Buhari was, he had no audacity to invade Eastern Nigeria without the support of the Igbo politicians. I will keep reminding you. Okay? I will continue to remind you. Now, people wanted to know, is this Nnamdi Kanu really significant? Does it really matter? Why is everybody paying attention to him? But many of those asking these questions, they are people who are not living inside who are not living in Igbo land. It is during this time when they brought in, Operation Python Dance, Python Dance 1, Python Dance 2, Python Dance 3. Why were the Pythons dancing? They said they wanted to crush IPOB. And when they tell you that IPOB are this or that, and why are the people like us continue to remind you that before the government, before the politicians changed the narrative, before their media fed you with everything you are witnessing today, IPOB is exactly this, what do you call it? This type of people. Look around you, look at them, and tell me that you are seeing terrorists, old, young. You know what I mean? Look at them.
Oh, you do IPOB. Oh, Mary, Abakare, Mama Daura, Unaburi Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unaburi Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unaburi Mary Nnamdi go onye do IPOB. O Mary Nizu Mbiro ya Abakare Mama Daura Unaburi Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unaburi Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unaburi Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unaburi Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unaburi Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unaburi Mary Nnamdi.
That is what IPOB mean to an ordinary Biafran, ordinary Igbo in Igbo land. Today, the real picture that was IPOB. But like I said, there are many factors that feel threatened with the spread of IPOB messages. Yes, Nnamdi Kanu is always like, yeah, we will do this, we will do that, and all of that. Have you ever heard about psychological warfare before? Psychological warfare is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was doing on Nigeria. And that is to say, if you want war, if you want this, our people are ready to die for Biafra, we are ready to do this and that. That doesn't mean that you should go and kill them when they have committed no crime. But do you understand what Biafra should mean, or the Biafra conversation should mean, or Oduduwa Republic conversation should mean? I'm talking about meetings like that, where people sit down to come and listen to why should they even be part of Biafra again. Where communities, villages, leaders, elders, young people, everybody come together to discuss what is vital to them. Because when the day comes to say, oh yeah, come and decide if you want to be part of Nigeria or not, these are the people who are going to vote in a referendum. But once they allow that message to spread in Eastern Nigeria, where people are meeting, discussing, and all of that. And let me tell you something. When you are discussing referendum, when you are discussing that we want to break away, you don't really have to say any good thing about the country you want to break away from. I participated in IndyRef 1 in Scotland, right? And I as an immigrant in the UK, living in a part of UK that wanted to secede from UK, Scotland. So I participated in their independence referendum at the time. And people said a lot of horrible things about the Union, horrible things about England, terrible, terrible things about, Scottish people on TV, on radio. There were programs. They said horrible things. They can never be part of it anymore. This UK is this. It's a slavery. And guess what? They were given a referendum. Because there were also Scottish people who felt like, no, they were wrong. You guys, you nationalists, you want to destroy this country. You want to destroy these people. You want to make us poorer. Pensioners, everybody. But guess what? Before the day of referendum, the things that matter to people, conversations that matter to them, you know what I mean? Their pension, their healthcare, their education, their children, you know what I mean? Their housing, so many things, security, defense, economy, things that affects them, including garden, public what do you call them? Public gardens. These were important things that were thrown into conversation around the referendum. So if Nigeria did not criminalize the conversation around the Biafra referendum, you see that video you saw there, that's exactly what it should be like. Because as you're having that meeting, you can see anything. We don't want to be part of Nigeria anymore. Nigeria is this or that, yeah? Yeah, you can say that. That should never get you killed. Do you get that now? But because the system criminalized it, yeah? So every gathering, every conversation around it, every public association with it, yeah, is a crime. And whatever you see, you get, I mean, whatever you see, you take it. So now, when they now militarized, you see, when the politicians in Eastern Nigeria, who are also receiving report of these meetings, and these were meetings of, you know, what do you call it, local folks, who are discussing things that affect them, and they believe that if they are on their own, they will never have to suffer this way. They will never have to go through all of this humiliation that they are going through in Nigeria. They are discussing what affects them. They are discussing their marginalization, right? Or those who are actually partner in making them that vulnerable, the Igbo politicians, the Igbo political office holders, tradition, all of them elites, who kept either by keeping quiet or by participating in dwindling the fortune of Eastern Nigeria in the Project Nigeria. I mean, in Project Nigeria. Because that's the same thing with us in Yoruba land. The people who are supposed to speak for us, in the Project Nigeria, they have joined the looting spree. They are the ones who are holding us down for Nigeria to do all of these things that are happening to us. Unemployment, insecurity, no infrastructure, no healthcare, no good education, no good paying job or better. All these things that Nigeria is doing to us inside Nigeria today, that those who are supposed to speak for us as Yorubas on that table where they are discussing about everybody in Nigeria, they are not speaking there for us. So that's what happened in Eastern Nigeria. Even though when many people were saying, who is this Nnamdi Kanu? Who is this Nnamdi Kanu? It was a big thing. It was a threat. That's the part they didn't tell you. And they had to do everything and anything to discourage this move, including if they, because according to them, right, they said Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB, they were going to be out of hand for the politicians in Eastern Nigeria. So they needed the federal help. The federal help is the help they got from the devil, Bokwari. And that was what brought in the military. And guess what? The politicians then, they were even bragging openly that they brought the military. But what they didn't tell you, they told you that they brought the military to stop the spread of IPOB. Because all this thing Nnamdi Kanu is talking, some people are already killing people. But guess what? Is it not the job of government to find the criminals who committed crimes? If you go out and you commit crime in the name of IPOB, are you not supposed to be responsible for that if the law is actually alive? But because one of the reasons why the IPOB and the Biafrans continue to demand that they don't want to be part of Nigeria is because Nigeria is lawless. There is no law. The people there don't obey their own laws. Do you get that now? So you can be walking on the street and they will grab you, and then before you know it, they will say you are a member of a gang who killed the police DPO yesterday. And that's it. The media will record that, and then they will spread that, and that's it. On to the next one. That's part of the reasons why they said they don't want to be part of Nigeria anymore. A lawless place where everyone can do whatever they like, whenever they like. All of this to stop this Nnamdi Kanu. All these billions they are spending, all these crimes they are committing, and dumping them at the stairs of the IPOB, as you have seen, all just to stop to like this guy, we must decimate him. But if people are now committing crimes, it is the job of the government to track them and nip them in the mud or in the bud, they say. But when the government is already the one doing it, when I say government, I'm talking about the politicians. So in 2017, I believe, the politicians in eastern Nigeria realized that things have gone out of hands. And in their rabbit hole, they were able to make a deal to get Nnamdi Kanu out on bail. But part of the deal was that Nnamdi Kanu will never be found around people who are more than 3 people. You can't see him more. I mean, if you see Nnamdi Kanu, it must be in the midst of just 2 or 3 people. You can't see him in the midst of the crowd. But you can't contain him. That is absolute rubbish. And they also told him that he must never do the broadcast. Don't do your broadcast. We don't want you to talk anymore until this case is over. And that's impossible. So from day 2 of his release, is it day 2 or day 1? From the day he was said he was to be released, whatever deal they make, whatever agreement the politicians came to, whatever anything, what happened was that Nnamdi Kanu was what? It was released. And there is this saying that as a freedom fighter, you are destined for 3 things. You are either in prison, or you are in exile, or you are in the grave. And they said none of these 3, destiny as they are, can be chosen by you if you are a true freedom fighter, they say. But at the same time, a chained lion, a caged lion, is of no use where ordinary sheep, goats are bleeping and bragging. Nnamdi Kanu is of no use to anybody being locked up. And that's why I told you then that those who conspired and used the instrument of state to stage all of these things you are witnessing today, just to stop this guy and stop that conversation becoming the general conversation, something they are avoiding so terribly bad. I don't care what deal they make. I don't care who comes and visits or what have you. But the point here is this. Nnamdi Kanu has become a factor, a very good and powerful one. Like him or hate him, he's become one to the point that even the fear today, I don't know if you have thought about this, the fear today is, can Nnamdi Kanu even stop the fire burning inside the Biafrans today? Can he even manage the fire anymore by telling them to slow down and open up to dialogue, which obviously is eventually going to be the case? Dialogue. Some people are now scared that Nnamdi Kanu has started the fire. He has opened the people's eyes to the point that he can no longer undo what has been done now, that can he even tell people anymore to slow down? That is the fear, or an answer or a question that we are waiting to get an answer to. Because today, the same Nnamdi Kanu, who now became so much of a threat that even Nigeria, they couldn't wait for the day of his court appearance before they sent soldiers to kill him. Operation Python Dance. They killed 28 innocent people, harmless youth, in front of Nnamdi Kanu's house that day. Some of you laughed, you mocked them, you said they died for their leader, but you are not paying attention to what is really going on. You are not. The thing is that the people have seen something that many of you wish they never seen. The people have heard things that many of you will wish that they never heard. And at this point, your rhetoric, your kind of violence, blackmail, and every other thing that you might push their way, seems to further radicalize even more of them. From the moderate level of, we are not fighting you. All we are saying is that just let us start the process of a referendum, a conversation around, do we still want to be part of Nigeria or not? And that's an opportunity for those who are Biafrans, who still want to be part of Nigeria, to also what? To tighten their belt and jump to the field and convince their fellow brothers and sisters that Biafra is not the answer. Because you see, as it is right now, it is obvious that people have heard things that you wish they never heard. People have seen things that you wish they never seen. And people have been, people have been made to exhume things that many of you believe that they should remain buried, to the point that today, when they kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, which was done illegally too. Are you with me? So every action of Nigeria continue to amplify the spirit of many unseen before Biafrans who are now believing that every kind of negotiation, any kind of conversation, it no matter anymore. They are going that place. The only person that can bring them back, the only person that can tell them what they need to hear and the direction they need to take, that person is the person you locked up. And even if you think Nnamdi Kanu will remain a trophy, I bet the politicians themselves are now thinking otherwise. Obviously, there's so much damages that can be done. And these damages are not by guns. And that's why I'm saying it, that if you are a Biafran, okay, there are some certain things that are political. And sometimes they set you up in a way that you probably won't know. You play along. You know what I mean? It's been a long time that many of you have been praying for somebody to come on board and speak for Igbo people in a very strong, straightforward voice. Something that Nigeria doesn't want to hear. You prayed for that. Yeah, we are praying for, and Nnamdi Kanu came. He came in a very different way. And many misunderstood him. And many are still misunderstanding him today. But the bottom line is this. Is the most relevant, the most relevant man in the entire Eastern Nigeria. Like I said, you don't have to like him. But I can tell you something. Even if you don't like him, even if you feel like he's responsible for all of this, whatever you are telling yourselves, the politicians know better. And guess what? Some of them actually feels better now that with their own culpability that brought about the endless insecurity in Eastern Nigeria, what they contributed to it and all of that. It is high time for them to start coming out of their shells. Number one, they will speak up. Number two, they will not be afraid to identify with Nnamdi Kanu. And if you then call Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist or anything that comes to your mind, just remember this. The politicians who told you that, they are seeing it differently now, because this guy remaining in the lock of Nigeria without any charges and any evidence being brought against him, yeah. And as much as you might deny him, okay, his continued detention is no longer in the interest of the people of Eastern Nigeria, including the politicians that you think they don't care. Now, before you might think maybe they were being nice to you, they were being nice to you simply because they are looking for election. And that is one thing that I actually wanted to point out in this picture. Soludo just won his election, is the governor. He's probably not going to need an election again in maybe another 3 years. Abi? Now, for him to come out this way, yeah, is significant in 2 ways. Number one, he is ready to agree that Nnamdi Kanu is a factor and is the key to bringing an end to the political insanity that is going on in Eastern Nigeria, far, far away from what the media tells you. Are you listening? So the significance of this is that as long as Nnamdi Kanu is in detention and Nigeria continue to play hide and seek, the Eastern Nigeria and the people there are going to continue to be the target of the politically motivated killers who are also identifying in a way as Biafra fighter, and the Nigeria media who have actually seen many of them who never identified as IPOB, especially those ones who always cover their heads, holding different weapons and all of that in the forest. You know them. They have called themselves different names. But the media in Nigeria will continue to make you believe that, of course, it's IPOB, Joe, right? But the significance of this is this. They now know that if there should be any end to this madness, there is somebody that if the dogs are mad, they will still acknowledge and recognize a burning flame. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and like I stated in the description of this conversation, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has committed no crime. And if there is any crime committed by him, there is no point in playing hide and seek in court. Soludo went to him to say, yeah, I have to come here and do this and even take pictures if you're okay. In my own opinion, I'm describing this image now, and I want you to possibly follow through with me, because the intention is to let you see the significance of this. It is to tell you that Nnamdi Kanu will never be a nobody, even if your own understanding of him is just being elevated, is just being celebrated, or is just being this or that, simply because people just wanted to be like that. No. You see this man here, that was illegally, abducted, extraordinarily renditioned from Kenya, which puts Nigeria in a crime bracket of one of those lawless countries in the world. And they also have no regard for any country's law. This man you have in this picture, yeah, a British and a Biafran citizen, got kidnapped, and they thought kidnapping him and keeping him as a trophy for Boko Haram will automatically dissipate the Biafrans and their energy towards asking for the equity, justice, the fairness, which the unequal, unbalanced, and unfair system called Nigeria has brought upon not just them, but virtually everybody. Now, Soludo took cameras there because Soludo wanted to achieve two things. Number one, to identify with Nnamdi Kanu as a sitting governor. And in that regard, you cannot refer to Nnamdi Kanu as, number one, a terrorist. You cannot refer to IPOB as a terror organization, because this is an elected governor whose state falls under the people who want Biafra, whose state falls under the people, falls under the region whose people are going to participate in a referendum if it's ever called, and a governor elected by the Biafrans themselves, who are now saying, if the effort of getting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out through legal, political, or any other means is ongoing, at the same time, people have the right to express themselves. They have the right to protest and express their displeasure, against his incarceration. But if we then have criminals, the criminals who are saying, we are doing this because you are keeping our leaders. Hey, you cannot be hurting your own people and say you are doing it for our leader. He is not the leaders of terrorists who also hurt Biafrans. The reason why Nnamdi Kanu, according to him, got involved in the Biafra agitation, the Biafran advocacy, is because of the endless state-sponsored killings of Biafrans in Nigeria. And that's why I said something earlier. Before I said, when the system tried to want you to justify murder, to justify, killings and all that, it is on you to ensure that you never play into their hands. So we have now gotten to a place where the politicians who initially felt like Nnamdi Kanu can be whisked away, boxed up somewhere, and this whole thing will disappear. So gradually, they will have to come out and get Nnamdi Kanu out of that place, because they know how Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped in Kenya. The Igbo governors, the Igbo politicians, they even told us that true of us, I am not saying this is true, okay? But we've heard that the private jet that they used when they wanted to smuggle Mazi Nnamdi Kanu down from Kenya to Nigeria, where they actually had to, sedated him, which means they drugged him and made him sleep off for throughout the flight. They said the jet they used in ferrying him from Kenya is owned by a Biafran. No name is mentioned though, but it simply means that those who orchestrated the kidnapping of Nnamdi Kanu, because they felt like sacrificing him will put an end to the Biafran struggle, now that they have realized that they have shot themselves in the foot. Listen, guys, it is significant when they now come out to say, okay, we are with you. Now, listen again, they orchestrated this abduction. They would now orchestrate his release. And not just that. When they orchestrated this abduction the first time in 2015, when the whole sky was coming crashing, they put together a deal and they got him out of there. But because they couldn't tame him, they did this again. Are you with me? So they should now go back, work it among themselves, call all of their criminals they gave gun to, they gave money to, including the ones they gave money to on social media, because you cannot imagine what is going on. Guys, on this issue of Yoruba nation, Biafra nation, and then these guys from Cameroon as well, Ambazonians. If I tell you waiting I don't hear, if I tell you waiting day my hand, sometimes some of you will feel like, oh boy, it be like say this whole thing now business for so many people. To the point that from also the Yorubas, in the heat of when the whole thing was bubbling in the late 2020, early 2021. There were people who actually told our own people to give them money so that they can give them protection like ESN. No joke. I know they have nothing to do with Nnamdi Kanu. I know they don't have anything to do with ESN. They have nothing to do with IPOB, so to say. That's why I said, if I tell you waiting, I know. If I keep coming here to make all of that, it's going to make you feel like, this whole thing self worth 10 million naira cash. The protection of ESN, the this and that in Yoruba land, except if you are dreaming about it today. So you can always reduce all of this if you release Nnamdi Kanu. Because, he is the person, he's the only person who can come out and tell you what happened. And at the same time, you see everybody dropping his name here and there, our leader, here and there, making inflammatory statements on social media, helping to justify the already emotioned genocide in eastern Nigeria. The only person that can stop all of that is Nnamdi Kanu. To the point that somebody was talking to me. The person said, Maiyegun, if I tell you something, would you believe it? I said, I don't have to, but tell me. And he said, I fear for one thing. I said, what's that? He said, Maiyegun, so many people have taken this issue of Biafra agitation to a different level. And that level is far, far away from where Nnamdi Kanu envisioned and has been propagating all this while. I said, okay, what do you mean? He said, okay, you may not understand, oh, Maiyegun, but my fear is that so many people who call Nnamdi Kanu our leader, my leader, our leader today, who are on social media everywhere, dropping his name here and there. He said, my fear is this. When Nnamdi Kanu finally comes out and it begins to put everybody back on track, that his fear is so many of these people are going to turn on Nnamdi Kanu himself. And guess what, Maiyegun? His fear is they are likely going to even accuse Nnamdi Kanu that this is not their own Nnamdi Kanu. Why is he talking like that? Why is he, do you know what I mean? That's because some people have taken it to some level because he pays them. They actually get paid for that. So if Nnamdi Kanu comes out and Nnamdi Kanu says, my people, we have to be this, we have to be that, and all of that, that is worst fear is that it will be like magic that these same people are ready to turn against Nnamdi Kanu himself. And I said, well, not because I'm going to believe you, but I'm going to say something. And that's why I told the person, and I believe that person is probably watching me right now. I said, it won't be the first time that trusted people around Nnamdi Kanu have come after him, especially when he was incarcerated as well. It was the way a lot happened the first time. It's just that what happened that time seems not to be as mobbed up as what is happening right now. I said, but you know one thing I have, one strong faith I have is this, yeah? It is only the release of Nnamdi Kanu that can then bring normalcy back. And you can easily see who those who have infiltrated your camp in the name of our leader, I'm not joking. Oh, I was in London. I was in London for the video shoot of Prince Jejeman's Bye-Bye Janjaweed. And then we went into one eatery in somewhere around Peckham. So when we got in, you know, I was in the midst of mostly my Yoruba brothers. Let me put it that way, because they deliberately, I mean, they took me to a Yoruba restaurant where I could eat something like, okele. So when we walked in, I saw this couple. Yeah. They were having their meal. And suddenly, I think it was like, is this Maiyegun? Ah, is you Maiyegun? And then he stood up. He was like, Maiyegun. Then we exchanged greetings. Then, when we were about to leave, he said, can I have a word with you? Just for a moment. Quick one. I said, okay, sure. Then he took me aside. And he said, Maiyegun, I know a lot of my brothers and sisters, the Biafrans, IPOB, they listen to you. Many of them listen to you. And in fact, many of them actually respect you a lot. But there's something I want to bring to your attention. Yeah? Talking about those who have now made it their own kind of a way of expressing their love for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB generally. The people who are not keeping prisoners. If they tell you that our leader must be released on Monday, if you go there and say, but it's not possible on Monday now, we know that it's going to be on the 28th of May, that it's going to go to court. Right there, right then, these guys will bounce on you, even if you are a Biafran yourself. And then they will go further. If you should make a mistake and go public on social media and criticize the activities of these guys, then that simply means you have called for war on yourself. That you are a Biafran yourself will no longer matter. And he said, Maiyegun, can you please use your platform to say the attitude of intimidation on social media, threat, accusation, disagreement is, it's normal to disagree. It is another thing for people to say, no, you are wrong. No, I am right. No, you are wrong. Because that is what makes you humans. But there's also something called brotherhood. The brotherhood means even if you get mad at anyone, you should never get that mad at your own brothers to the point that you call them Sabo. You call them this, you call their, you call their father's names, their mother's names. You make things to the point that they took it over out of social media. No joke. This man was talking to me. I'm talking about responsible looking man. Somebody who looked much like, somebody who has achieved something with his life. He was talking with this dropped face, fear of, we can't even express any kind of alternative opinions. They bounce on us the same way they bounce on Yorubas who don't support Biafra, the Hausas who talk stupid things about Biafra, the Yorubas who talk stupid things about Biafra. They treat their own brothers same. Maiyegun, can you tell them that even when this whole thing comes down to choice, there will always be Igbos, your brothers and sisters, that are going to say they are not convinced to have Biafra. They are going to vote no. But guess what? When the majority of you vote yes for Biafra, those who voted no, they will still live in Biafra. All of you who voted yes, your right as Biafrans in Biafra is the same right as those who voted no. You are not going to have a Biafra of one party state, are you? Well, it's up to you. I'm just saying. But there will always be people who don't agree. You must always think about them. And when the people don't agree to something, they can say anything. But you are passionate about Biafra. You don't have to go so hard on your own brothers and sisters to the point that these guys, they take it offline. They follow you home. They threaten you. They get your mobile number. They get your family pictures. They put them on social media and they write false stories. Now, una give this BBC, BBC. Now, una give them mouth to talk. Because guess what? The people they pointed out, people who are threatening people who are intimidating people using social media to call death sentence on their fellow Igbos, fellow brothers and sisters. This is not even like Nigeria now. We are talking about Biafrans on social media because we love our leader, our Biafra. Biafra must come. By the end of 2022, Biafra must come. By the end of 2021, anybody that is against that, he must die. He say, come on, man. You gave BBC the content to add. And I said they are biased because it is in that same Eastern Nigeria that if indeed BBC is not just using social media to do their reports on what is going on in Eastern Nigeria, they probably would have spoken to the victims of the military brutality, military extrajudicial killing, police killings, and abattoirs opened, human abattoirs opened around all over the Eastern Nigeria. They would have covered that too. That is called a balanced report. But when you are making all these threats on social media here and there, you are not helping issue. You are not. Yeah, passion. You know, inflamed, what's it called? Inflamed passion. Me, I can start getting passionate right now. I can start getting passionate and start saying, any Yoruba that is Yoruba land is, come on, man. That's not attractive. Have you not thought about that? I love shouting. I like shouting. I kind of like shouting when I'm talking about politicians. But you see, when I want to talk to you and I want you to actually take me serious, I don't think you're going to take me serious when I'm shouting. There's something I want you to hear there. And I want to say them slowly. And hopefully many of you would listen and hear them. And then you would digest them, you know. So you must know that as you want something, the same reason why you want something is the same reason why somebody no want that thing. But if you are good, you are likely going to get them onto your side. So there are people who are passionate about Biafra. And there are people who don't understand it. But when everything comes down to decide, are you going to now say, if you are coming out tomorrow to come and vote no, don't come out tomorrow and vote no, we will kill you. How can you then that? How can you call that one independence for Biafra? Even you say reason I'm now. I know they've done horrible things that needed to be talked about. I know. But you should always learn to slow it down when your passion is inflamed, inflamed or whatever. I don't know. Oyibo hard, that is or not, just say where Yoruba is hard for those who don't understand Yoruba. She na inflamed passion and or na inflamed. Whatever. You should learn to go it slower on your brothers. And somehow, it be like say, somehow we manage to maintain that that kind of ideal on those who are doing Yoruba Nation on social media. I know today hear people, they tell people, say, we give you till June, we give you till this, we give you till that. Referendum means you are going to campaign. Referendum means you are going to convince people. Referendum means some people are also going to campaign. And they are also going to convince people that Biafra is not good. And they are going to be Biafrans. They will speak Igbo. They will organize rallies. They will do concerts. They will do seminars to convince other Igbos that they should not vote for Biafra. Are you going to say, who will kill them? Of course, that's not the Biafra you want to have. And for the Igbos, we may know. According to my own belief of the Igbos, so you are Republican in nature. It simply means everybody have their own choice, independent choice they can make. No be so? So education is going to do a lot. You know what I mean now? I like the sound of self-defense, okay? You have the right to defend yourselves. That's a normal thing. If somebody is coming to kill you, somebody is coming to kidnap your children, rape them and all of that, you have every right to defend yourselves, defend them. But if you are not ready for something to call assault attack, like you want to go and fight, you cannot. For somebody like me now, I'm not going to sit down in Yoruba land and say, I want to fight war, because that means I'm saying, come and fight us in Yoruba land so that we can get independence. No. If you want to fight any war, you take it to the people holding you. You get what I mean? That's why some people say that if people really want to make if really people really want to make Nigeria, to understand that this is not be joke. If they go that IRA style, not this Republic of Ireland stuff, yeah, they will leave Dublin. They will come to London. This was a terrorist stuff, okay? But it's actually like to the people holding you, that kind of. So nobody should encourage, say we want to fight war, we want to fight. If you say we want to fight, yeah, normally, you should be fighting other, like, so that not be said that go come and bring soldiers into your, occupation. That is called occupation. You are inviting them. You are saying, come and occupy. We'll kill you if you occupy our land. If you kill all these ones, they will bring another one. So if you kill these ones, they will bring another one. That is not war. That is not fighting war. Some said it's going to be guerrilla war. Guerrilla war means that you're going to be hiding in your houses. You'll be shooting. And then they will bring their soldiers. All of these streets now, they can burn everybody down. They can kill women, children. While you, with your gun and everything, you've run away. Go and double cross them in another part. That is not something I would encourage as a person. And that's why I said that conversation, negotiation, or dialogue will always be the way out. And the only man to dialogue with when it comes to the peace and then, tranquility and the open dialogue on what is going on in Eastern Nigeria, there is no other person to discuss with. That would be Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And you should, like I said from the beginning, if you had listened to me with open mind, I wasn't trying to convince you, okay? I am not here to convince you. I am not here to make Nnamdi Kanu look good to you. I'm trying to let you see the system that make you see Nnamdi Kanu as what you see him as today, and the same system making you ignore all these other obvious things that I've pointed out, because there's so many factors. So if we want things to mellow down, if we want things to be on, if you want to hold Nnamdi Kanu responsible for what is going on in Eastern Nigeria, at least you cannot cage him. He has to be a free man. He has to be a free man before he can commit a crime. Abi? So release him. So whatever it's going to take, let them do it, okay? And I want to appeal to so many of you, okay? Look at us. There are many of those who support Yoruba Nation, as you are watching this video. And they are also supporting Nigeria. They support Nigeria openly. They support Yoruba Nation, codedly. So a day is coming, yeah, that they will have no choice but to come out in the open. This is not the first time that Soludo will speak out on behalf of the IPOB, okay? There's so many things going on. No, there is sit at home. There are so many other sit at home coming up and all of that. I have said it before, okay? Civil disobedience is voluntary, all right? So if the people choose to sit at home on any day and any time, yeah, please, let it keep remaining voluntary. So when people go out to attack people who choose not to sit at home, listen to me, when they go out to attack them, you don't celebrate that and say, why are they out? And again, some of you are saying that how do we now know that they are attacked by the people and not the Janjaweed, the DSS and all of that? Listen, the bottom line is this: as long as you don't glorify it, whoever are those who are doing it, it is your job to help expose them. Because personally, as an IPOB member, you should never be seen to be supporting violence. Trust me. And the reason why you should not is because this world you see today, they call them global village. Now global, everything just be like that, like a ball. The reason why all of this world government all over the place that every one of us live, the reason why we can always maintain our free speech, free association, freedom of speech, freedom of association, freedom of all this freedom that we enjoy, right? That if any of their government come after us, we can challenge them in their court, yeah? The moment you allow or glorify criminals, simply because they are committing a crime that you feel like if people had listened, don't justify them, don't glorify them. Let those who are doing this be exposed, including you helping to expose them, because you don't want to be set up and called a terrorist. If you get to that stage, I'm not joking with you, even though that may erupt a worldwide protest, but it is also going to demoralize the struggle more. And I'm so happy that many of you, the Biafrans, you have done greatly well on this social media to debunk all lies, debunk propagandas, and deny of every other things that they have flung at you. And you have been very steadfast at doing those, yeah? But there's something you must never fall a victim of. Don't ever celebrate any of these crimes that are being committed in Eastern Nigeria, as long as you will always remember that those behind them are those who want the world to see you as violent, okay? So if you all gather on this same social media to always push back and say, those who kill people, even on the day of sit at home, like I said, sit at home should be voluntary, shouldn't it? What is too small for our leader? Sit at home. If you, whatever you see out there, stop sending those messages on social media. They are called open threats. It doesn't attract anybody to the struggle. It just makes them feel like, I don't want to be anything where they force me. They tell me, if I don't do it, they will kill me. Oh. Image is everything. And if some of you don't pay attention to that, that means you are not paying attention at all. So may have delivered my message in that part. And like I said, I didn't do this simply because I am showing any kind of sympathy or trying to be nice to the Biafrans. I am saying this because I understand the system that set up this, what is going on in Eastern Nigeria, including the media that is collaborated into it and all of that. I understand it very well. Because it is the same media, it is the same system that wants you to see repentant terrorists are those that could be rehabilitated because they've repented. Even despite the fact that the insecurity continues to escalate and escalate and escalate, and more people are continuing to die, and more victims are continuing to be kidnapped and kidnapped, yeah? The media still presents it as if to say their government is making progress, at least. Do you understand that now? So it is the system. That same system is the system that decided to gaslight Oloye Sunday Igboho. What was Igboho asking for? Ask yourself, what was Igboho asking for? Igboho said, we need to protect ourselves. We need to defend our people, the vulnerable ones who are caught up in the crossfire of these Fulani terrorists in our farms, yeah? And whenever people try to fight back, the Nigerian military are mobilized to disarm them and punish them for resisting the invasion of their farms by these aliens denied by the government initially as those who are coming from Chad, Niger, Sudan, and all these places, only for the same government to make a U-turn and said that in order to keep peace and then to prevent others killing farmers, as they say, we call them terrorists for a reason. Because, number one, they trespass on your farm. If you resist them, what happened? They kill you. And when they kill you, if you scream out, if people scream out, they will blame them and say they are racist, or they are tribalist, they don't like these people, they hate them because of this or that. So people got blackmailed enough that even the government himself made a U-turn and said, then we need to give them lands. Oh, we need to give them lands. If you really want peace, then let's give them lands and, let's resettle them. They made all manner of twists, lies, and everything, but people saw through them and they denied them. They did. And Igboho said, and since that happened, what happened? They left the people at the mercy of their killers. They said, your land or your lives. And Igboho said, no. All of us should rise up. Oh. You are living abroad. You are thinking you have something you want to take back home to your fatherland and invest. There will be no father. Talk less of land, you. Talk less of fatherland together. So if you don't act up now, you are going to forgo everything. He alerted the world reacted. Then he became a target. The same system decided to frame Sunday Igboho for a crime that he never committed. They attempted to kill him. When that failed, what happened? So understanding this system will make you, will make you fearful for yourselves if you have not been targeted yet. So when I see what they are doing to the Biafrans, and I've been talking about the Biafrans for more than 6 years now. Give me some credit. I used to be the lone voice. I used to be the lone. In fact, Biafrans themselves, the early Biafrans themselves, they were always like skeptical about Maiyegun. Who is this Yoruba guy talking? Who is this guy talking so much about? How did this guy? I don't trust this Yoruba, this and that. 6 years ago. Today, those early Biafrans, they are now one of the defendants of Maiyegun anytime, any day, anywhere. Because they'll tell you, no, he is so logical and balanced in a way. So I have delivered my part. again. And I hope you can now use what I have said so far to balance what you know. And then you can understand where I'm coming from. And where I said, if they are really looking for peace, Nnamdi Kanu should not remain in that place. Whatever deal they want to do, whatever anything they want to do, anything at all, just get him out. And let me tell you this as well, the Biafrans, the IPOB members, look at me very well. Look at me. All of the pressure you are mounting, all of you mounting the pressure, home and abroad. Sit at home here, protest abroad, sit at home here, protest here and there. All these things are working. And you are smoking out these pretentious politicians one by one. They are going to come out. They have to get Nnamdi Kanu out of that place. And not only that, when Nnamdi Kanu was released in 2017 back then, or 2016, 2017, he tabled what he said, the demands to reduce the agitation in Eastern Nigeria. If they could afford to do that, 10 points demand. I bet if Nnamdi Kanu comes out now, it will come out with more demands. Now, opening the door of dialogue will require so much patience as well. So I'm saying this to all of you. Whatever they want to do, let them do it. All that matter is that they should get him out. You all know that nobody can break him out of that place. You can't break him out. But what you are doing is working. The pressure is mounting. And guess what? You are smoking them out. And I don't know how long it's going to be. I don't know how soon it's going to be. Whatever it's going to be, they should just make it happen. And when Nnamdi Kanu comes out, every other thing that is going on, we'll go talk about them then. I rest my case. This is where I am going to take calls. And this is where you can pick up your phone now, okay? And type the number that is on your screen right now. Type that and dial in via WhatsApp and tell me, what do you think about all I said? But before we do that, give me a moment. Let me go mix up as usual. So, where is that? One moment. I'll be right back, by the way. I will be back. So I have a caller, by the way, and I hope they are still on the line. Hello, sir.
Is your man, Rodney from London.
Rodney, there. Rodney Brothers. Rodney, how are you today, Baba?
We praise God, 10-star general. You don't be blessing, where.
I thought I should do this tonight because it's so important that letting people know that everyone can have different views about the same thing. And you can also at least listen to others too. Merge everything together is for your own good. How do you think I did tonight, Baba?
My brother, you did very well. Oh. Always a balanced message, you know. And I think your approach to these things, I really like it, you know, in the sense that you keep yourself balanced in the middle because you want to be able to let your message reach everyone.
That's right.
I know sometimes some of us may want you to bend a bit to our side.
To add some gas to it. Maiyegun, add some gas. But there are times for that.
In fact, I'm learning from you the way you try to balance your message. Thanks. So anyway, my own contribution, you know, to this is not much to this one here because you pretty much said everything, you know. And I will encourage people to understand that as you are able to say your own opinion, other people should be able to say their opinion.
That is right.
As well. Everybody should be able to be themselves. It's just like the Sunday sermon of today, you know, when you spoke on religion, you know, everybody should be able to have their opinion without being choked by any other person.
Or attacked or targeted, of course.
You know, and what I would just like to chip in, like you already know my own my Germans to say Schwerpunkt, the heavy point for me is about Africans generally being freed. And I'm very happy that you address the issue of actually somebody who said, you know, that Islam is not the ancestral religion of these people. And apart from that, you also said something that we don't have any religion. To be honest, we don't have any religion. We only had a culture. And I want to encourage those people that we call ourselves, or they forced us to call ourselves Nigerians, to remember that we had no religion. We had a culture. We are
many of them that we are projecting in the name of religion. If we look deeper, it's actually who we are that we are projecting on those things we call religion.
Yes. And truly, if you go down, this is my final point. Truly, if you go back and look, the Bible is older than every religion. The Bible is a book of our culture sent to our people, and it became the Bible that we know now because the Western world used it to capture our mind and turned us to Mughals. And the Islamists came and captured our mind, turned us to Mughals. They exiled us from Spain, exiled us from Morocco, exiled us from everywhere until we came to the west coast of Africa, where they sent people after us again to come and take us slaves to America. And I just want to encourage our people, be strong, be one. Igbos and Yorubas, you are one. You don't know who you are. Biafra is by Ephraim. You come from the same family called Ephra family. And you were separated. Africa was divided. Togo and Ghana were one people. They just put a line. And then Yoruba and Igbo become enemies. Christian and Muslim become enemies. They just put a line. They just divide. Go and research on YouTube the Willie Lynch letter that states out how they enslaved our minds for. The guy put it down. He said this will enslave their minds for minimum of 300 years and even to 1,000 years. And they did it perfectly well executed. And Fulanis are using exactly the same model in Nigeria right now. God bless you. Food for thought.
Thanks,
Go and do your research.
Thank you so much. Nice one, Rodney. That's the Rodney, the Rodney brothers. Hello there.
Hello, good afternoon. This is
good
Alato.
Afternoon, ma. At last, yes, you are live.
Yes, sir. Mr. Maiyegun, I'm so disappointed with the British BBC documentary on
It's so
IPOB.
biased and it's so unfortunate. It missed the opportunity.
And what do you know what I want to say? I'm so dùn mí tó jẹ́ pé I don't know what to say. Àwọn èèyàn yìí, àwọn British, they are evil. Gbogbo documentary tó fi ń pa àwọn èèyàn, tí àwọn Fúlàní fi ń pa gbogbo àwọn èèyàn, why ìtàn ṣe lọ ṣe documentary yìí?
Kò appear ẹnu gbogbo kìíní yẹn rárá, and that's so sad.
Damn. Okay, eléyìí tí wọ́n wá ṣe tó pa ọmọ Deborah yìí, tó tún jó live tí gbogbo ayé ń wò yìí. How can they keep quiet now?
Tí gbọ́mà TVC television Tinubu nígbà tí ó máa report to Deborah tí wọ́n pa ní kí ló sọ wọ́n ní pé wọ́n pa Deborah nítorí àwọn student ń bínú pé ASUU wà on strike. Kò sí nǹkan tí iṣẹ́ táwọn méjì àwọn ṣe Nàìjíríà yẹn bó ṣe máa ń ṣe
Ọlọ́run máa fogun ẹ̀yìn jà gbogbo wọn náà. Ọlọ́run á fogun ẹ̀yìn jà gbogbo wọn náà. Because èmi ò mọ bí bá ṣe fẹ́ jáde nínú shit yìí. How can BBC tó wọ́n ti compromise pẹ̀lú àwọn Fúlàní tó ń pa wá? And they want report against IPOB.
Ó wà intentional.
Okay, so látijọ́ ìtí wọ́n dẹ̀ tẹ̀ níbi ìlú fún wọn báyìí wọn over ni. Látijọ́ ìtí Fúlàní ti ṣe burúkú tó ń pa àwọn èèyàn tó ń slaughter àwọn èèyàn to everybody, all these going images tó wà lórí internet and people are clamoring tó pa ọmọbìnrin kan ní doctor nínú train yẹn. Damn, they have never said anything. I think we should all condemn all they did. We should condemn it and say that they have to do.
Go on, ma.
Gbogbo ayé láti sọ̀rọ̀ pé òkè kí ló wá ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ti Fúlàní? Why are they not covering it? Ilé yìí máa le o. Ṣé tí wọ́n ń sìn pé ogun jà wá gidigidi? Àwọn people yìí ń jà wá lógun. Àwọn British ìka ni wọ́n. Àwọn people yìí náà support àwọn Fúlàní yìí láti máa pa àwọn èèyàn. But I'm so disappointed. Life ló wà wasted báyìí lójoojúmọ́ wọ́n dẹ̀ ń wò. Ẹ wá ń sọ pa IPOB. Eléyìí tó fi lọ gbé Nnamdi Kanu ní Kenya. Ṣé wọ́n lè sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn? This is not going down well. No. It's not going down well. No. But mo ṣàmọ̀ pé Ọlọ́run máa ṣe nǹkan kan ṣá. Tí Deborah yìí sìn, how can they deny this? Ó yá, kúngbò náà fẹ́ sa ṣe léyìí sí báyìí. Èmi believe pé ti Deborah yìí, ó sad nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀. But it has really added beautiful color to our agitation on both sides.
That's right.
These guys are terrorists. Kò dẹ̀ sí ẹni tó lè bá wọn gbé. Àwọn ara wọn náà ni kò máa bára wọn gbé. So definitely Yorùbá nation should emerge. Biafra should go their ways. Káwọn náà gbé ojú kúrò nínú olè tó ń jẹ ní Nàìjíríà. Àbí I don't get this. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ èèyàn náà fi ń gbé owó lọ láti Nàìjíríà. British. Eléyìí máa le o. Thank you. Bye bye.
God bless you, ma. Thank you. I love that. That's one thing we have achieved on Maiyegun's Diary Political, that people understand the situation and they always kind of see things pretty much like they should. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Báwo ni o, ẹ kú iṣẹ́ o?
Àwa nìyẹn o, alàgbà Ọláolúwa. Is that you, sir?
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, Ọlọ́run á máa wà pẹ̀lú yín, you know, so Ọlọ́run á máa ṣọ́ gbogbo wa.
Àmín àti gbogbo wa, àmín.
Yes. So, nípa about the girl that they killed, you understand?
Yes, sir.
Maiyegun,
sir.
Please, you see, we are continuing isolating our problem. You understand? When something happens, all of us out like an idiot. You understand? This thing is, so all this thing that is happening in Nigeria is not new to me. And so, no, sorry, it's not surprising me. I've told you, and anybody should make up his mind that all this thing is just a baby thing. That is what is going to happen. You know the problem I'm having with Yoruba people now is this: we are not preparing for the day of catastrophe. Day of catastrophe, Ọjọ́ burúkú tí èṣù gbomi mu, is very near. Maiyegun, please. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ní voice, tẹ́ ní tẹ́lẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ táwọn èèyàn tó pọ̀ ń gbọ́ dáadáa, that many people are listening. Please, you guys, please try to raise the awareness of the people, the danger that we face as Yoruba people and the one that the Igbo people faced. See, let's talk about the solutions. Because the picture in front is very bleak. Hello?
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 Oh.
Hello, Maiyegun.
I think I've lost Elder there. Sir, that's another caller on the line. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Maiyegun.
Loud and clear. Okay. So who am I speaking with? You're live.
Henry, my name is Henry. Yeah.
Henry.
I'm calling from London.
Please, sir.
Yeah, I'm calling from London. Yeah. I like your attire. I like your cap.
Thank
very
you.
Nice.
I'm feeling the heat now. Just took it off. I've tried for more than 1.5 hours. Come on, I try. I never took it off for once, but now I feel like, yeah, it feels better. Well, thank you.
Yeah. Actually, I was in Scotland. I was just thinking, if, when I was in Scotland about 2 years ago before the pandemic, because I used to work for KPMG, is it Vincent Street? Yeah, Vincent Street.
St. Vincent
As if I have known Maiyegun that time. Vincent Street.
Is it just
I say if I have known, yeah, Street. As if I have known Maiyegun that time, we could have sit down and talk, because I followed a program of recently about 1 year ago now.
Oh, yeah.
So, but what I want to say is that,
yes, sir,
surrounding that Biafran issue, to be honest, I'm one of the people. You can see where people are getting annoyed. I like the way you balance up your this thing today, but you can see the annoyance of people.
Yes. The
annoyance of people is because Nigeria has failed them. I remember telling my friend, when this guy were taking placard, flag, they started killing them. My friend would tell me, why are you doing all those things? You don't get this thing. You are just killing them. Killing like that.
You should go and get gone. I remember. Go on, sir.
They were just saying they will kill you like that. They are just wasting your time. I told my friend that there will be a time they will push these guys and they want to defend themselves. Because self-defense is allowed. And that's what is happening now. So the issue when you go to the, everywhere, I know Biafra issue, everybody have to say. Some people will support, some people will not support. But people who doesn't want it, they should also respect people who want it. Because when you go to the media, man can read comments. Some people will say, it's just a crook. They piece them up. You know what I mean?
I know.
So
they say terrible things, and they have to fight back too. That's the one I'm saying. That they are free to keep doing that, but they should never get carried away enough to by justifying these criminals who are also killing Biafrans in Igbo land as we speak. You get what I mean now? Like all those banters, I know now. They are like Votrons on social media. You don't joke with them. You know what I mean? And it's because of those who say all those horrible things to them. Say this one. I know.
Yeah, and another thing, Kanu, he said it very good. Somebody told you that if Kanu comes out tomorrow, that he might not be able to team all these people on social media. Let me tell you too.
There is that fear. That he probably will not be able to control all of them anymore.
To be honest, it's only Nnamdi Kanu. We know.
Yes.
To be honest.
Yes.
And one of them is talking, even this time, sometimes my job is just, I'm analyzing him, what he's talking. Everybody is using Kanu because they know Kanu is the main man. But any day they change their tune, you know what I'm saying? Kanu comes and they think that we're going to, I want to be Omishawani. Go and ask this guy, who changed the mopo? Who changed the mopo?
I wanted to mention Uche Ejiofor at the time. I mean, Ejiofor at the time, because it was a big thing. Nnamdi Kanu came out himself to announce his dismissal. And that's a very big thing then. Henry, go on.
Of course, because I only see him married or no. I see him because the Papa used to talk to him, but when all this happened, and that's what's going to happen with most of them on the social media now. If Kanu comes out now, we will know who is who. We know those who that are using his name and those who are not using it, because the only thing, as I always say, that will make me to now be against Kanu, if Kanu comes out tomorrow and is not supporting the upper agitation again, it change. People like you now, you are talking,
is the change. Some will say, why did you lead us for so long? Because everybody wants freedom. Consent to life freedom. So as I am now, I like freedom. Let me tell you, I used to work in Nigeria. Yeah, everyone like freedom. So if you come tomorrow now, why I'm listening to you is because of you are preaching how people are going to be safe. Because Nigeria it's a fake country. We know, and we have seen it.
Yes.
And because we are speaking something that resonates into me, that's why I'm following you.
Thank you.
And if you come tomorrow and change it again, I'll be thinking, oh my. That is where
you can easily tell. That's why I said, for now, you can't take side and say, now these people right, now this one wrong. The only person where we know is Nnamdi Kanu. If he comes out tomorrow, you can easily be able to separate fakes from real. It's like you said, people can easily just drop those that are just doing this for the attention or even for the money. So I'm with you, Henry.
Yeah. So as you said, let me tell you, Nigeria inspired everybody. Why I ran away from Nigeria? I don't even have anything. I did my master, I did my degree in Nigeria. But I came into this country, to be honest. I have done 1 master, 2 degrees, 1 MBA, PhD, ACC accountant, I am ACC qualified. I've erased everything about Nigeria. I work in Nigeria State Trust Bank. It's no more there. I work in UAC. I work in big top concession firm. But now I'm not even using them in my CV. I only use NatWest, Barclays, all these big, because Nigeria has failed me. I used to put Nigeria in my complaint. I'm in Nigeria, even when I'm a British. I've taken my British thing. But now you know what I did? I went there and sacked Nigeria away. I now put British. Because I'm so disappointed about Nigeria that sometimes I feel like even coming out like what you are doing. I'm one of those people that are so pain. It's so pain. I just want one day. Let's just divide this country. Everybody goes his own place, and we respect ourselves. Thank you, man. God bless you.
Not that too much to ask for. Thanks so much, Henry. It's been it's been nice talking to you. Thanks, sir. So that's Henry there. I have another caller where you can also call in and chip in your own view. Hello there. Somebody said I should.
All hell Biafra. All hello Dudua.
All hello Biafra. All hello Dudua. My brother, how are you?
I'm fine. One name.
Nice one, Baba. I'm glad that you managed to get in tonight as well, because you're one of these passionate Biafrans that a conversation like this should never go without you saying something. So I'm glad you are in. How are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. Enjoying the weather, enjoying your presentation. It's gospel. It's gospel. Keep firing on all cylinders as usual, and always staying consistent and balanced. I appreciate that.
Thanks, man.
When people go off the rail, you attack them, and I appreciate that. You have to be as real and solid, and that's why we all love you for that.
Thanks, man.
The issue with the zoo, like we all call it, is something that we're watching it disintegrate. No matter what they try and do with BBC, no one should be disappointed with BBC. BBC has always been BBC, biased, one-sided, and they always have an agenda. To me, I think it's a blessing because with the hit job that they did with the IPOB incident, actually brings everyone much closer. Those that were just looking at IPOB as a nuisance, and it was just on the fence. Actually brought them a bit more closer because they can now see the true bias, where you have Fulanis killing left and right, and no Fulani terrorist has been arrested or put on trial, but yet IPOB, you wave your flag, they'll do the protest, they get arrested, all this stuff. But the main issue, no one is addressing. So let them continue to keep bringing us together even more faster than what it would take before. And you've done an excellent job of bringing us. This is the United States of media. You know what I mean? The gospel.
The United States of truth seekers. I think I'll take that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Baba. Appreciate that, okay? Once again, as usual, that's a brilliant add-on to this conversation. I'm going to listen to another person too. Here we go. Hello.
Hello?
Hello, sir.
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, sir. We can all hear you, sir. Please.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
I would like to contribute to the topic you held tonight. That is about the Biafra and Nnamdi Kanu.
Please.
Actually, I'm a Yoruba guy. Then there's actually what I want to form about some Igbos and the ones I've learned to know here in Europe. The problem is I see I'm not trying to discriminate, as in maybe I don't know what I could say.
Speak freely.
Could offend,
come on, see.
Could offend some people. I'm just trying to
go on. And maybe
I'm just trying to express myself.
Hang on, use some, because we are using Igbos could be generalizing. So when you use some, it simply means at least you are not generalizing. So we can watch the language, but I mean, speak freely. Now, once man go down, so go on.
Okay. The issue is always the stereotyping and trying to call out Yorubas every time. It is because of the Yorubas. You don't have Biafra. They are betrayers. They are these. They are that. All this stereotyping, castigation is too much. And I was like, I do ask some questions at time, and the question is, I am just like the one that happened in this. I think Isaiah Abia about the governor Ikpeazu that said, "What does a pregnant woman know? That if you give a pregnant woman 500 naira, what does she know?" I'm like, all these stuff like this. This is like, I see that the wickedness. Why don't you guys call out your leaders, your prominent men, your illustrious men, Igbo men that are. As when people know, the world knows them, they call them. Like when you're talking of Biafra, you don't call these people. The attack is always on the Yorubas, our own elders, our own prominent men. Like they are not talking about Biafra. Why should they talk about Biafra when your own leaders, your own politician leaders, your own shenanigans, your shenanigan leaders, they are not talking about it. Your prominent Igbo men, they are not talking about it. But you try to call out others. Castigate people, stereotype people. Me, I just kind of think of, because
let me say something. Myself. I like what you just asked, okay? Because it's very, very common, okay? On social media, there are banters like that. Yorubas are betrayer. Yorubas are coward. Yorubas are the ones who don't want Biafra to go. This and that.
Yeah.
You know what I figured out? Something called a transfer of aggression. Something like when you say something, for example, as an Igbo man. And then somebody jumped in and say, "What is wrong with you, baby factory Biafra?" And you are an Igbo man, okay? And you read the name.
Yeah.
It's a Yoruba man.
Okay.
And you have you have whatever to say, and you want to transfer this aggression on social media. This is how I studied it, psychological study of all this interaction on social media. But I get where you are coming from, okay? It is common. Even me, Maiyegun, on this platform, I have been accused of because I'm a Yoruba man. I've had Igbos who have accused me of watch out for this Yoruba man. But guess what, Baba? It is the same Igbos on this platform that will always go after that person. Shut up your mouth and get out from here. We don't want people like you here. We don't want people like you to come and start, So if you as a Yoruba man, can begin to look beyond those responses and begin to actually see the characters behind those responses on social media, and you also don't ignore that we also have our Yoruba brothers who also call them names too. Sure,
I do. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
No, Maiyegun, I do. But what I'm trying to figure out, what I'm trying to just to explain and let people know is that the audience, to let them know is that we are also in this together.
That's right.
I am pro Yoruba. I am pro-Odua nation.
Yes.
I do this. Even the person that attacked me here in Europe, as I'm telling you, like not just to attack me, like when it tries, okay, like something happened. I think that was about the BBC or the United Kingdom issue that maybe.
Okay.
That is no, not even that one. I think the one they said about IPOB is terrorism, and they later debunked the news. I don't know. I don't know. So I think
the UK has listed IPOB as a terrorist, and it didn't take long for everybody to know that it was a lie, just like many other ones.
Exactly. So there was a guy who was like Yoruba media. I was like, I read all these things on Linda Ikechi blog. Is Linda Ikechi not Igbo? Many all these. This news outlet, they carry all these news. I was like, these people, I think Punch newspaper also, it is owned by Igbos. They carry all this. Why are you pointing Yoruba media? These things like...
Yeah, let me say something, okay? You see, when we say we should look beyond, right? This is part of it. We can outgrow things like this. And gradually, people who see Yorubas like that, there will be those who will come out and say, man, I've been so wrong, Sha. I've just been stereotyping, following the crowd. I am doing my own part to make you as a Yoruba man feel comfortable to sit with an Igbo man, even if you know that you have a lot of differences on the side, yeah? You can respect them, and you can have a chat. I mean, healthy conversation and all of that. So I am trying to encourage that, and I'm saying that not just myself, you can be an ambassador too. We know all these things are being said, but how can we turn them around into our favor? Is by never trying to amplify it. So I understand where you're coming from, and I'm glad I'm talking to you. That's why I said talk freely, because you don't know what that's going to be doing.
Yeah.
It's a great
that's true, because
honestly.
Yeah, because I'm just at times I'm just devastated when I hear all these things.
Let me quickly say something
we are in this together. We are in this together. So
I know. 1 second. Do you know that there are some recognized Biafra platform on Twitter, on Facebook, that will deliberately write spiteful things that will picture Yorubas in a very bad light, and I will read them and I'll be like, and you actually sat down and you typed this. On the other hand, you are also sharing pictures of Yorubas, the Biafrans in London, in America, protesting together in solidarity, and you can't sit down type this again. God, just
and you are castigating them on the other hand.
I try to control my reaction, because that person is speaking from God knows point of view, right? Tomorrow, that same person is going to come out and say, I never know the Yorubas are this. People said that to me a lot. So we should always look beyond. I have my reason for explaining this to you, Baba. But please, go on.
Yeah, because I try to say at times that what you castigate people for, it is things you do also. So why are you castigating us? Why are you castigating people? I just keep saying it. We're in this together. So we just, I just want to clear all these things. Like, people should stop all this stereotyping. They should just stop it. Yoruba Biafra. We have leaders that are just behind all this our problem. Our leaders are behind this. Igbo leaders are behind this. Not Yoruba leaders behind your problem. Not the Igbo leaders behind Yoruba's problem. That is just it. Yeah, let's just
fight for what is happening to you, when you can actually see those who are perpetrating it.
Agitate for what you want, advocate for what you want, not trying to bring people out. No, that's just my own problem about it. Like, I just felt so bad when reading it.
Would you promise that you no longer see it as a problem? See it as part of the process of all of us ending up having to work together, because we have to understand ourselves before we can say, let us. You see, and there's something as well. When we say, let us work together, it's not because we are going to work together and get Oduduwa Republic for Oduduwa, Biafra. No. Working together in this case is that we have a common goal. Our people deserve better. And whatever it's going to take, the strength, the number is upon us. If we don't do it, then we watch our children do the same thing while we watch and all that. So you get me now. So we must learn.
Absolutely.
We must learn to do beyond that. Please promise me you'll be like that, and you actually tell us too that listen.
Share with, because for me, I want a black nation that will be just free from everything.
You get what I mean? We are still going to be neighbors.
We just want to live.
Exactly. When Nigeria breaks, we are going to be neighbors now. You know.
Of course. You know these two tribes. We've been doing things together for so long. So it can never stop. It can never stop.
So we need to
no matter
always,
the hatred, no matter
no
matter how these exactly the detest, the contempt, it can't just stop. We will keep working together. So thank you very much.
And we can only work. Remember this before you go as well. We can only work together if we decide to understand ourselves, okay? And don't think that working together means we don't know our differences. We just choose to respect our differences, and that's the only way we can work together. And you've promised me today.
I comprehend your stand. I promise you. I'm just trying to just speak out my mind. No, not that maybe I have any other problem about maybe I just want to
look
say
beyond. Just look beyond it. And some of them that you feel like you can't really look beyond, you can stop by and drop a comment. Even if they come back to say even worse thing to you, right? It just proves to you that there's so much job to still be done. And then you can't give up. You still have to continue to encourage people that I can react the same way you are reacting. Don't think because you can type and I can do the same thing. I choose not to.
Exactly.
Because it's absolutely needless. Exactly. It's not needed.
Exactly.
So if you continue to be like that, you may not know the people. Even people you are trying to convert, they may not be commenting. They may be comment readers. You may convert them by reading your and say, that's true. And that's a Yoruba man saying this. So they even abuse him. He responded. He didn't abuse back. He said, man, this is cool. Maybe I should be like that. He may be somebody that's not even commenting. So be that person you want to see in others. And you don't know how much that's going to do. Just try it. I am doing it now. And all of you are calling from all over the world and saying, Maiyegun, well done. Maiyegun, well done. That means it's doable. It is doable. So you promise me,
thank you.
Please do it.
Thank you so much. No, I do. I promise. I just want everything to be right with us. I promise you. I promise you.
Stay safe.
Nice Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so relaxed. I'm so relaxed.
I am relaxed too.
Just continue the good work.
This feels good because you know one thing. You know one thing. Me and you, they talk. Yeah. But we have tens of thousands of people watching, and you just don't know people who feel like you. Now that we discussed it, they probably feel like, that's true. I'm gonna be like that too. You may think I'm talking to you. I'm not just talking to you. Okay, so thank you for bringing it up.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
And you too. Stay safe. So that's something there. I have another caller on the line. Hello there. I'm going to. It's like you are not connected directly to the. Yeah, okay. I think you are now. Hello there.
Hello. General.
Oh, Elder Akiola. How are you tonight, sir?
Good night.
You have a very, very unique voice, and it's not. I don't have the second. I don't have two of that on Maiyegun yet, so I can easily spot you from far, even when I'm blind. I can hear. How are you?
It's great to be here again.
It's a pleasure.
In fact, when I was flying the month, I was thinking about the temple of the truth that I'm going to be missing that today. So I'm happy that this sun is taking place this night.
You are a regular feature now, sir. But suddenly, the heart may just not be in your favor. But I wish it's going to continue to be in your favor, even when you are not at home. Home and away, the heart is in your favor.
For sure. There are 3 points I just
please, sir.
And I'm going to be very because I want to give room to others to be able to contribute. The first one on the issue of Deborah. So usually, usually talk about this issue of how a lot of northern people are so intolerant about the level of education and all that. What actually shocked me of recent is that a PhD holder was sympathizing with the killer of Deborah. And Bauchi, the commissioner there in Bauchi, was writing the same statement that, yes, they should be training their kids, this and that. And I look at it and they put PhD, doctor. So if you see how I was amazed that somebody who has PhD or who has a PhD degree will be writing that kind of a thing. So the reality is that, my brother, the difference between the southern and the northern Nigeria is so wide that I cannot imagine the formulation that brought us together to start with. And the earlier we understand this, even though we know that they are far behind when it comes to the issue of education, this is actually more than education in essence. There's no way, even if we if we relocate Oxford University and Cambridge University to the northern Nigeria today, they are still going to be who they are. They are not going to change. And there's no way that this union can actually work. That's my first point. The second point is on Kanu. And I'm saying how at least most of what he has said is coming through and everybody can attest it. Even at the beginning, you just kind of like sit back and say, oh, is this propaganda or something like that? The only thing that we've not done now is to actually do DNA to Buhari to actually confirm that it's Jubri actually. Because we can't believe a president of a country will do all these things that he's been doing. Things will happen. They will craft one statement that doesn't make sense and give it to him to read.
And the presidency is a garbage shoe and Femi Opono additional. We later figured out. Oh, that's the presidency.
His wife is living in Dubai. So I don't know if you guys know what I don't know. So that's the only thing that is not 100% confirmed that actually we are not dealing with Buhari, we are dealing with Jubri. So and apart from that, I don't know of any other thing that Kanu has said that has not come to pass. So and having said that, we've seen all these Igbo governors going there to see him and all that. I know that Nigerian state cannot convince Kanu. It's not possible. They don't have anything against him. My only worry
if they do, they should have brought them out by now and not just be postponing court cases on flimsy nonsense and avoiding the real argument of why are you holding him now?
They have nothing. They have nothing against the guy. So and having nothing against the guy, I think they are worried that he's got so much information. So it's not about agitating for freedom alone. It's about the level of accuracy in his information that this guy...
and the damages he can do if he actually uses that influence. I fear that too.
They believe that this guy probably has connection with their security settings and is getting so much information. So my concern is that they should not use some of these Igbo politicians to poison the man as well. You know, the way they did to that is my concern. With all these photos they are sharing, I wouldn't be surprised if they also give room for the British to go there to see him and all that. So my advice for people who are very close to this to him is that whenever he's going, they should ensure that his daughter he has access to his daughter every time as well.
That's a very, very vital info there. Go on, sir.
Yeah. I don't want them to poison the man. The man is, he's speaking the truth, and everything he's saying is coming out to be what it is. Kanu is more valuable than any other governor in
Obviously.
So, and they know that. So, and that is why people like Soludo will go there to go and see him.
At least anybody think that the struggle for Biafra is just a joke. Nnamdi Kanu is this, whatever you might call him, right? That's not what your politicians are calling him. That's not what your governors are calling him. They know who he is. And it's actually the time for them to come out and say, you know what? The game is up. We need to let him go.
Soludo needs those photos we share more than Kanu needs it actually. They're sharing that photo so that they can listen to Soludo and all that. That they want to say that Kanu is giving Soludo his blessing. In essence, these are the reason why they are playing out this game. The reality is that they need to just release the man. And if anything happens to him, it's on Nigerian government.
Of course.
So the way they kill Abiola, they should not kill Kanu. Everybody should make that clear to them that the man has to be released without anything. He has not done anything. Everybody is aware of that. It should be released. So that's my second point. My third point tonight is that it's okay for us to gather now and then and express our view. In essence, we need now to continue the raising of money, freedom funds. We need to raise that because we need to continue to fight this battle here and there. We need to put our money where
I like that.
We need to put our money where our mouth is, in essence. So basically, people like me, whatever I can get every month, I want to be part of that. But we need to do it in such a way that nearly 100% of our fund, I don't know. I know that paper had an issue the other time. Maybe now if we start another raising fund for referendum, freedom fund, I call it, just maybe they will not have.
Yeah. You've heard about Yoruba Rescue Fund, sir?
Yeah.
You have heard about Yoruba Rescue Fund, haven't you?
Yeah, I've heard about it.
That is something that's going to be the vehicle for something you are talking about now.
Oh.
That's the vehicle.
Okay. Because the other website we're using the other time, they seem to be putting some percentage on their whatever contribution that is being made. So if we can find
send go and all of that, we are going to close that soon. But for now, the target is to see, can we meet our target before we close it? But if we are not going to meet it and we choose to close it anytime soon, we will close that. And guess what, sir? Our Yoruba Rescue Fund platform, I can actually serve like a GoFundMe. People can come there and raise money, like open an account and raise money for your own whatever project and all of that in Yoruba land. It's so wonderful. We are going to launch it this week. It is coming.
So if anybody needs freedom, there's something to live for.
Freedom is not free and it's not cheap.
It's not free. It's not cheap. So we need to continue. We need to continue to raise the bar and let these people know that we are not playing at all. You know, and the way to show that, I want to be seeing high figure every month going to that account. And people are to confront them in whatever way that is possible. We should be approaching the war court. We should be fighting them from Britain, from America, everywhere. We should be Nigerian government to court every time. They should be, they should be saying our truth. Then they will know that these people they need business. So I appeal to everybody listening to our this thing today that the battle is not yet won. We're just starting. So let's be ready. It's going to be long, but since the truth is on our side, I can assure you the victory is very sure.
I say to people, you know what I say to people every time I want to sound like I am, I'm philosophical, sir. I say, I am not promising you that it's going to be easy, but I can promise you one thing: it's going to be worth it. How is that?
For sure. The victory,
go on, sir.
It may be. There's nothing that is built on lie that will last forever, for sure. So and I believe, and God knows, I'm a Christian, and I don't tend to pretend that my religion is better than others. So also there are
moderate. Go on, sir.
That are Muslims, people there that are Ifa worshiper and all those things. And there are lots of our brothers that don't believe anything.
At all.
We need to know for sure that religion is not our problem. We need to know that all this ethnicity and all these things, we need to set that aside and remain focused. When it comes to the Dua, when it comes to Biafra, there's no negotiation here. We are asking for simple referendum.
That's right.
Let the people choose the way they want to live.
That's right.
So no more, no less. Well, the kind of forced marriage we have at the moment is not working. Some people are being killed. Some people are being, even the people that are taking all your money are also killing you and laughing about it. You can imagine that nearly over 70% of the money that is holding that country together is coming from the South. And the North will tell you we have the number, that we can become president forever. They say all kinds of gadgets online, and you keep asking yourself, you're the one feeding these people, and they are the ones telling you how you're going to live your life. Now, this has to stop. And let's forget our differences. Let's come together, both to the Dua and Biafra, and let's remain focused. They want to create a division among us so that we are not united, but we should be united. We should ignore all these voices that are telling you this is what Awolowo did, this is what Zik did, and all those rubbish
voices. I know. Sir, thank you so much. We need to go now, honestly. My time is so hot. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I wish are you back? You didn't answer that earlier, or you're on your way getting ready to go back, or are you already?
You can see I'm tired tonight, so I'm back. I just came back a few minutes ago.
You can't even take a day off and get some rest. You are here again in the temple. God bless you.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
To be.
Uh-huh.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir. You have a good evening, okay? And a wonderful one. So I'll see you again when I see you. I'll hear from you again when I hear from you. You have a good night, sir. So this is where we're going to draw the curtains, and this is where it is a good night. I have said all I felt like I could share with you. If you have found any of them useful in a way to what you know, okay, and that can make you probably be better than what than who you are before you join this broadcast or before you watch this broadcast, okay? Whatever it is, my intention is to get everybody to understand why they are getting involved in what you are getting involved in. Violence is not it. You shouldn't promote it. You shouldn't defend it. You should stay away from it and join those who expose it because they are counterproductive in a way. I understand that we all have different stories that could possibly push us to the point of having to, you know what I mean? But whatever it is, yeah, don't glorify it. Don't publicize. Don't do it in a way that will put you in a bad light because Nigeria is out to get you. And in Yoruba land, we are trying to encourage same. Please, let's keep it more discreet. And, you know, that's what they say in Yoruba. I wish I could spend more time with you tonight, but I wouldn't be able to. But again, tomorrow is another day. Hopefully, I'll be here and I will continue from where we are stopping tonight. Don't leave the broadcast without possibly liking it. I mean, if you have been with me for the past hour or two, and then it's about time to go, right? I advise that you should like the video. Subscribe onto my channel on YouTube, Maiyegun's Diary Political So Easy. You can even become a member of my platform, yeah? And at the same time, just like the video before you go, which is the offering part. But from that, you can call it a night. And I will see you again when I see you. Good night, everybody.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ba bá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádùn yẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Tí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí fa. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. ha kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. ẹ̀yin bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.